Today, students, we are going to look at point of view. So point of view is our next topic or our next learning goal that we're really focusing on. And it's really about the viewpoint of the author and how I see my characters. So in order for us to really understand point of view, you're going to be taking some notes today. So I'm going to guide you through your notes of how to create them in your foldable in your flip book, and then also how to complete them. So you should get 6 different handouts. So you have, they're numbered on the bottom. There's page 9, 10, 11, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it starts with 7. So you should see 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I want you to pay attention to the numbers because that's the order we're going to cut them out in. You need scissors today. Okay, you're going to also need some glue, and you are going to need something to write with, and your Flip Learning notebook. All right, so you're going to turn to the next clean page in your Flip Learning notebook, and you are going to take pages 7 and 8. Okay, so 7 and 8 look like this. And there are clear directions on these before you start cutting, so make sure you read them. But this is the top page and this is the bottom page. So go ahead and cut out the bottom pieces there that you see. Okay, so cut them out along the lines. And once you cut them out, you're going to glue this one on the bottom and glue it flat. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. So go ahead and cut them out and have them ready to go. Glue them. Now, I'll cut this first one with you, but the next ones you're going to have to cut on your own and just pay close attention to the directions, okay? So again, when I cut it out, I should see this one is the bottom, and the next one, again, is the top. Pay close attention to cut along the black solid line all the way around so that you make sure you don't cut off anything that's important. So stay along that black solid line. So when I'm done cutting, I should have them that look like this. Okay, again, this is the bottom. So on your next clean page, you're gonna glue the bottom down flat. All the way, put glue on the back side, glue it on flat. This one, okay, you are going to go ahead and cut right down the middle here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it right down the middle. And using the tabs, I'm going to place glue on the back line here and glue that one on the one side of on top of the other one, and then put glue here and glue it on this side. So when I've done it successfully, it should look like this. So I have the bottom. Now, you're also gonna go through and cut along the black line and stop at the dotted line. This is opposite from last time. Last time you cut on the dotted lines. Don't cut the dotted lines today. You're actually going to cut the solid line and stop when you get to the dotted line, so that I have this nice little opening here and I'm able to open up each tab. Okay, that's page 1. And you can even label it page 1 to help you. Page 2, you are going to take the page numbers 9 and 10. Okay, 9 and 10. And this one provides some directions on the handout itself, so it might be easier to follow. But again, 9 and 10. And what you're going to do is cut them out, both of them, along this big, solid black line. Cut those out, okay? Remember, this is the top, this is the bottom. Then what you're going to do is you're going to glue flat the bottom piece on your next clean piece of paper. So glue that one flat. So once you cut out this one here, glue this one flat. Now you're going to pay close attention here because look, there's even directions here. It says this part will not show, and it tells you to put glue here. Okay, so do that after you've glued it flat. Then you take this one that you cut out and you glue it onto there only on the side that has the glue. And then you go ahead and you cut again on the solid line to get to the dotted line, so that when I'm done, I go ahead and I have these flaps. See that open up all the way down, and this one does not. This one is glued flat, okay? But then I have these flaps that open up. So that's how page number 2 is complete. The last page, page number 3, you are going to take, this is the bottom here. Yes, this is the bottom, okay? And this is the top. So you're going to take pages 11 and 12. So this is the bottom and this is the top. And what you're going to do is cut the bottom out. Okay, cut them both out actually along the solid lines, just like we've done. So all the way around this whole solid line here for both of them. Cut it all the way out on the solid line. And then you're going to go to the next clean page in your notebook. You're going to glue the bottom one flat. So that direction's always the same. Glue this one flat. Then take this one, okay, and again, you are going to cut along the solid line and stop when you get to the dotted line. So you're going to cut along these solid lines and stop when you get to the dotted line. And you're going to glue the tab here. So you see again that I have it to where it opens up and it shows me the text underneath, okay, but that the tab is glued on here, all right? Okay. So now that we have our note pages complete, and if you need to go back and pause to make sure you have them done, great. Go back to page number 1. So we want to go back to the very first page, and we are going to start filling in the notes that go in this foldable. So let me go ahead and get us those note pages here. Okay, so you'll see on your screen now, again, we are going to be taking notes today on the narrative elements of point of view. You'll notice that some of your notes are missing some words. So just like our last notes, we're going to read the definitions carefully and fill in any blank lines with the red text that completes each part. So again, if you see my screen, I'm on this page here. Okay, so it says point of view equals the narrative viewpoint. So here where I see point of view, I'm going to open up this tab here and open it up and fill in the line for equals the narrative viewpoint. Okay, it asks again, who is telling the story? So see where it says ask, I'm going to open this up and it tells me who is telling the story. So as we go through these notes, you're going to fill them in one at a time this way, okay? Now, a tip is that narration is the way a story is told, the perspective from which a story is told, okay? So when I look at narration, again, it's the way a story is told. When I look at dialogue, that helps me. It's when characters speak. So quotation marks are used. Don't confuse point of view with dialogue. That's very important. When I'm looking directly at point of view, I want to remove dialogue because when I use dialogue, I'm going to change my point of view up. So make sure that when we're analyzing point of view, I don't look at the dialogue to determine what point of view I'm in. And the pronouns that you're going to use is really important. So understanding pronoun case is key to determining the point of view. So first person pronouns are I, me, my, we, our, mine, and us. That means first person and me. Second person is actually a point of view that's less common, but it references you or your. We often see second person point of view in poetry and recipes and instructions. It can be in text, but it's not as common. And then we have third person, which is she, he, they, them, her, or his. So I'm talking about someone else. The narrator is actually not a character in the story. And so some tips to help you remember: 3. I am the first person, you are the second, her, him, they are the third. So kind of a quick tip to remember the different point of views and pronouns I look for. Okay, so now turn your page to page number 2. We're going to take these notes on the second handout you have. So first person point of view, so that goes on your line there for the very top. So if I'm looking at this page, I'm here on this page now and I'm filling it out here. First person point of view, the narrator, so open up your tab there, is a character in the story, okay? And there's actually an example for you on your handout as well. So pronouns, again, are I, me, my, we, our, etc. So first person example, no one can say that I didn't try my best to win the race. Second person point of view, the narrator brings you, the reader, into the story while telling it. When we read about the wolves, that the author decided to use second person point of view when she made us become one of the wolves. So you are running as fast as your feet will allow, or first you must pour the soup into the bowl. So again, as I noted, these are more of a directional piece in the second one. Third person, limited point of view. So third person actually has 3 different categories within third person themselves. So third person limited point of view, the narrator is not a character in the story. The narrator is limited to telling only what one character thinks, feels, and observes. So I'm really focusing on just one character in the story. Example, Sonny ran toward the goal line as fast as he could. He was thrilled to realize that no other players had caught up to him yet. Okay, third person omniscient is the narrator is all-knowing and not a character in the story. Again, the narrator tells the thoughts and feelings of more than one character when telling the story. So omni, that word omniscient, omni means all, and sent means knowing. So it's an all-knowing, like they know everything about every character. So an example here, we have Muggsy, the magician's favorite trick was pulling that annoying cat out by his tail. He thought it was worth every penny he had to pay the little demon for appearing in his act. Flopsy knew that the stupid dog enjoyed this part of the act. He also knew that he would get the last laugh when he used the money the dog paid him to buy Ronco Thunderclap firework sound machine. So again, I actually know what both characters are thinking and feeling, and not just one. Third person objective, the narrator again is not a character in the story, and the narrator doesn't reveal the thoughts and feelings of any characters at all. Only dialogue and actions are narrated. So I don't even tell you what my characters are feeling. So the dog chewed the pink gum and then blew a gigantic bubble. Susie saw it and exclaimed, wow. So I'm not telling you why the dog is chewing the big bubble, what the dog is feeling or thinking. I'm just explaining the actions. Okay. All right. So now go to the third page of your notes, and we are looking at the different types of point of view. Pay close attention because we're actually going to use these tomorrow, but read the following passages. Use your notes to determine which point of view is being used. Okay. So as you read the first one, again, you walk up the hill, you realize that the atmosphere is too quiet. There's no sound from Cardinal you named Scarlet. Okay. That's second person. The next one, I open it up. As I walked up the hill, I realized that the atmosphere was just too quiet. I missed the lovely sound of my favorite Cardinal Scarlet, who nearly always sang to me. That's first person. The next one, Kimmy walked up the hill. It was a quiet place. The cardinal in the tree wasn't singing. The man tried to hide behind the branches of the tree. That one's third person objective. The next one, Kimmy walked up the hill. She realized that the atmosphere was too quiet. She didn't hear the familiar song of her favorite Cardinal Scarlet, who almost always sang to her. Again, third person limited because I only know one person's perspective, okay? Third person omniscient, remember this is the all-knowing one. So as Kimmy walked up the hill, she realized that it was just too quiet. She didn't hear Scarlet, her favorite cardinal, singing. The cardinal stopped singing when he heard the crack of a dead branch far below his perch in the maple tree. Startled, he took down and began watching, while the man rattled the branches as he tried to hide himself. When the man saw Kimmy, he moved quickly into the shelter of the huge maple tree. If she saw him now, he knew his surprise marriage proposal would be ruined. Okay, so again, seeing the differences, and I want you to go back, okay, within the text here for each one of these and go back, and I'd like for you to underline or circle all of the pronouns that are used within the text themselves. So that's one extra activity I'd like for you to do. Go back, open these up, and underline all my pronouns that are being used to help show me what my point of view is. All right. Okay, so once you've gotten all those down, we are actually going to, our next lesson, we're going to work on each one of these paragraphs and kind of determine what do I know and what do I not know by each point of view that's used. One last thing you just want to remember is that point of view is all about perspective. Think about it as my glasses. Who is telling the story and how does that affect what I know about my characters and the events that happen? All right. Thank you guys, and we will work on these notes. Don't lose them. If you have extra time, you can go back and add color, okay, to any of the pictures that you would like to add as well.